Welcome to our Wednesday, January 8th edition of the SVG-TV Evening News and Sports. I'm Khalil Kato, and here are the details. Although he has no concrete evidence of persons politicizing relief efforts during a natural disaster here, chairperson of the People's Movement for Change, the PMC, Oscar Allen, says history has shown that this has indeed taken place. Speaking at a media conference today, Allen says the PMC came out of its dormancy in light of the recent Trough system to instill the need for togetherness, noting that in the past there has also been the need for transparency in recovery efforts.
One does not wait for evidence of wrong or for a break-in in your house to guard it. We have a history, and there are people suffering now from the efforts of Thomas, who have been hit and have not been helped. While on the other hand, there were people who were not hit and who were helped. So the history is there.
Allen called on civil society and state organizations to collaborate for the recovery and rehabilitation of this country.
When events like this happen, the resulting relief and rehabilitation is skewed, uneven, unjust, and inequitable. In this crisis, we are determined, and we've asked the leaders to come together so that the process can be equitable and just and progressive.
And recently appointed Government Senator Jomo Thomas still remains a member of the People's Movement for Change, as confirmed by the organization's chairperson. At the media conference today, Allen said the party's former General Secretary is still a part of the organization, adding that Thomas's senatorial appointment is in keeping with the PMC's mandate of not fostering partisan division.
Mr. Jomo Thomas, now Senator, Government Senator in the House, remains a member of the PMC, the People's Movement for Change. We are saying that a member of the PMC can be active in a political party as long as that person does not enter the political arena to be triumphalist on the part of his party and to be destructive against the other side.
Allen says the PMC has been monitoring Thomas's conduct in Parliament, where he also serves as the Deputy Speaker of the House. He said that although Thomas has been keeping in line with the PMC's objective, he has once trodden down the path of what he calls a Ralph Gonsalves activity.
There was a blip, if I might express a personal opinion, when he trod the path of suemanship, suing people. We consider that a blip from which he has withdrawn. Suemanship is almost entirely a Ralph Gonsalves activity in the past years. An activity which I personally do not consider statesmanlike.
This country's Prime Minister, who is the current chairman of CARICOM, is moving to secure international assistance for the three countries which were affected by the 2013 Christmas flooding. PM Gonsalves told the news conference here on Monday that SVG, St. Lucia and Dominica are following through on a recommendation from the chairman of the OECS, Baldwin Spencer, to seek assistance jointly. With this, PM Gonsalves said plans are in progress for an international donors conference.
We do an international donors conference, and there's a letter which Baldwin sent to me which I have reviewed and made one or two slight alterations to the suggestions. But we have to prepare for a donors conference well, maybe in March, maybe in February, March, April, I don't know. But we have to prepare for it well so that we can get the donors to make pledges.
Gonsalves, who took over the chairmanship of CARICOM on New Year's Day, says he will use his term to tackle climate change and its impact on CARICOM countries, noting that the Caribbean, who is grappling with climate change, has a strong case to put to the international community.
We haven't seen the money yet, and we have to use our diplomacy as a region, and we have to be aggressive with our climate change center in Belize. And in my term as chairman of CARICOM, this is one of the issues which you may recall that I had said earlier on, that one of the issues which I want dealt with during my term, continued, serious and structured way to lift it, has to do with the deleterious effect of climate change and to get the requisite responses from the international community in relation to this matter.
Today, persons affected by the disaster on the leeward end and were placed in the Bookament Bay Secondary School vacated the emergency shelter, which they occupied for more than 2 weeks. Shelter manager Stephen Derby told SVG-TV News that the majority of the persons in the shelter would have been relocated to the Rillen Hill Community Center by the end of the day, with the other persons getting and continuing to receive assistance to return to their homes.
Present, we have about 22 persons. We have 22 persons to be relocated to Rillen Hill. And the others, we are sorting them out and so on to return to their home.
Another manager at the shelter at the Bookament Bay Secondary School, Vernette McDowell, described the past 2 weeks as very hectic, but a worthwhile experience.
It wasn't too much stressful. It was a challenge because we had to cope with the public and the shelteries, and we did their 3 meals. We did breakfast, we did lunch, and we did supper. Thanks to those persons who helped us along by bringing meals for us. It eased some of the stress from us. So if you are hearing me out there, we say thank you, a heartfelt thank you to those who have come and assisted us in the shelter.
The family of 11-year-old Kenson Lynch is yet to come to grips with his sudden death, which occurred last evening. According to a police report, the 11-year-old boy of New Adelphi was struck by a motor vehicle PQ752 driven by Savannah Spring. Lynch was reportedly taken to the Diamonds Health Center where he succumbed to his injuries. A post-mortem examination is expected to be performed on the body to ascertain the actual cause of death. Earlier today, SVG-TV News visited the scene where the accident occurred on the Diamonds Public Road and spoke to the deceased home and spoke with his mother, Isola Scott, who says she is still unclear as to how exactly her son met his death, but explains that she was at church when she received the shocking news.
We almost finished praying. This gentle fella came inside and told my pastor, just a minute, and then pastor said like this, well, you just pulling me out of church just so. And then when pastor come back in, pastor said to my husband, hold your wife tight. And then he began to tell us what happened. And then that was just like...
So where Kenson was?
Kenson, well, what I understand is that Daddy told me, well, he sent him down the road to meet my niece, which is Nikisha, and to also buy bread. Yeah. And then I understand that he was by the road in the same area where the vehicle hit him and he died.
Okay, what kind of child, you would describe Kenson to be?
Well, a child who is very easy to learn and friendly, and a child who, I must say, he looked forward for better in life.
Kenson was a grade 6 student of the Lourdes Primary School and was looking forward to returning to school next Monday.
I could tell you, I don't even know.
Is he your only child?
No, that is my first child, so I have to. What happened is that in the era where I noticed, well, my son got his dad, well, to me, I just can't believe, well, the child ran into the vehicle, so.
Oh, so they're saying the child ran into the vehicle?
Yes, but the way how it look, it's not like that. Because the way how the vehicle come on, I can see that the vehicle was speeding, and if he was driving with a little limit or so, I think that the vehicle would not just hit him and then maybe he would have been alive today.
A region-wide campaign to bring relief to affected islands of the Christmas Eve Trough has been launched by the University of the West Indies Open Campus of all countries. According to a release, the campaign also involves departments of the Open Campus, and bank accounts have also been established for the receipt of monetary donations. The first shipment of relief supplies arrived here from the open campus in Barbados via the Barbados Coast Guard on Sunday, December 29th, with a second shipment on the 31st. Since then, the National Emergency Management Organization has received supplies from the open campus of Trinidad and Tobago, transported by the Trinidad Army on December 31st. Supplies were also delivered from the Trinidad Red Cross for shipment to the local Red Cross here. The UWI Open Campus says shipments of food, water, and other supplies are expected from open campus sites in countries in the ensuing weeks and months. Management and staff and students of the local open campus in a release took the opportunity to express condolences to the families who lost loved ones in the floods and landslides of December 24th and 25th, 2013. A scholarship opportunity is now available for Vincentians in the age group 18 to 30 who would like to attend the One Young World Summit later this year in Ireland. One Young World was founded in 2009, and every year the organization brings together young leaders from across the globe to find innovative solutions for some of the world's most pressing issues, including climate change, youth unemployment, human rights, security, HIV/AIDS, and governance. The 2014 One Young World Summit takes place from October 15th to 19th in Dublin, Ireland, and Vincentians are eligible for the All Bar None Scholarship. The scholarship was created to increase participation from underrepresented countries. St. Vincent and the Grenadines was represented by Shalisha Samuel in 2013 in Johannesburg, South Africa, and by Nisha John in 2012 in Pittsburgh, United States.